am Megan McKeefrey with the Alliance for American Manufacturing, and I'm here today in the city of Neenah with Council Member Judy Zaretzke from District 2, City of Neenah. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Megan. How are you?
Great, thanks. Could you tell me a little bit about your job and what you do here in the city?
Well, I am an alderman. I am on my fourth term in the city. However, I am on several boards. I am on the Public Services, Works and Services Committee. I'm vice chair. I'm on the Board of Public Works and vice chair. I'm on the Future Neenah Incorporated board. I'm on the Blessinger Rehabilitation House board. I'm on the Lyons Roosevelt School board, and I'm on the Community Fest board. Between grandchildren and great-grandchildren, I take care of 4 to 6 children every day. But I am retired. I'm a retired business owner of about 25 years. So that kind of sums up my life in the city of Neenah.
Great, thank you. Could I ask you a little bit about the city of Neenah? Could you tell me, is there a paper industry?
There are several paper companies here. We've got Kimberly-Clark, we've got several different companies. We had Gladfelter paper mill, and they closed in June of 2006 and vacated about 130 employees at that time.
Yeah. With the loss of manufacturing jobs in the area, including the paper sector, including this Gladfelter plant you just spoke about, what kind of effects have you noticed in the community?
Well, you know, this closure happened in 2006. So at that same time, the economy was starting to slide also. However, we have noticed in the city a lot more foreclosures on houses. We have noticed a lot more homes for sale. Whether that has, I'm sure that it's a combination of both. The fact the economy has done something to that, but also the closure of some of our mills.
Mm-hmm. Have you noticed an effect on any small businesses in the area?
Yes, because when that mill closed, we had the fellas that worked in that mill would go across the street to 2 of the bars and restaurants for their lunch, and then maybe after the shifts were over with. And also in one of a personal note that I have is that one of the businesses was an ice cream company. It was in a little tiny old-fashioned ice cream store, and the Hawkins owned it, and it was Hawkins Ice Cream. And what ended up happening was, because of the mill closing, they had to end up closing their business. In the meantime, her husband became very, very sick, and they didn't have insurance, and it has been devastating to this particular family. They had 3 children, and it's been very devastating. So, on a personal note, I've known that some things that have happened because of mill closed.
Mm-hmm. Could you speak about the overall effect that this might have had on the tax base in the community, or maybe it hasn't had yet, but if we continue to lose more jobs to paper mills, what might happen?
Well, I think that because of the homes for sale and stuff, and foreclosures, of course, that most certainly has had an effect on our taxes. This year we have been very fortunate because we've kept our taxes down to only a 1% increase, which is a wonderful thing, because not every community can say that. I think that what ended up happening for us is when the Gladfelter mill went down, we as a city purchased that piece of property, and it has cost the city, which was expensive, over $9 million to get that mill down and make that into a green field, so that we could then go ahead and start getting a better community down there. And so it was in our downtown, and so because of that, we now have one of the companies that were in the area, they decided that they would come and stay with us, and they are building a $20 million business building down in our downtown. Because of that, we've got several other companies that want to come down there. So for us, it has been, as much as it was a hardship for many of the families, and we're hoping that those families have either gone and gotten other jobs or that they were able to retire properly. But for the city, it has helped us with that mill being down to some degree, because it is now making our tax base, or will make our tax base, better and bigger in the end.
Okay. Have you noticed any effects on just the residents in the community when that mill shut down, or if other mills shut down?
No, I don't. I personally can't see any difference, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are devastated by all of this. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as the city is concerned, right now, you know, like the water, we did increase our water bills, but we kept our tax base down. So far in Neenah, we seem to be okay.
Okay. Could you tell me a little bit about what kind of effects the school system might face, or the police, fire and police, nonprofit groups, food pantries, if some more of the mills closed?
Well, I think that, again, Neenah has always been, because we are considered a paper town, we've always been considered a very influential part of the state. And our food pantries are most certainly, we are seeing that there's so many more coming in to our food pantries. However, we are also, our donations have gone up in our food pantries, and so have things like the United Fund. They made more money this year than ever. Salvation Army in our community made more money than ever, because we've got people that are so concerned about helping these people that are on the brink, that I think that we, as a community, have really pushed to make them and make things better for them.
Yeah, it certainly is a close-knit community, and that's
great.
It
is.
What do you think needs to happen in order to keep the jobs here, continue to have the paper industry and the mills running here in Neenah?
Well, I think on a city level, we need to create an environment that will keep the businesses here. We have just purchased land to expand our industrial park, and we've got it developed so that anyone can come in for that. We've got 5 more sites on the Gladfelter property, but I think the state also needs to help to offer some. It's not only just on a city level, but I think the state needs to offer some tax breaks to keep these businesses here and to keep them viable.
Okay, great. If you had the power to speak to those that are in charge of making the final decision in this case, what would you ask them to consider?
Well, I think as one person, I don't know how much I could make a difference in their opinion or on their decision. However, I think that most businesses know when their bottom line is where they cannot function any longer, and they need to make the decision of when to stay and when to go. I don't know that I could, as one person and one person of 9 on a city council, if I could make a difference, if there was anything I could say that would make a difference, I'd be the first one there to say it.
All right. Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.